Radio. Wrestling podcast featuring Ramen Bomber and Rab and the one and only Peanut. Woo! Jobber Radio. Jobber Radio. Jobber Radio. Jobber Radio. Bitches.
I will be wrestling Rami for the ZZW.
No, you won't. God damn it! No, you won't.
For the WWE champion.
What a dumb fucking name.
What a fucking name.
What a dumb fucking... Alright, CZW, you're off the hook.
What's going on, everybody? We're talking Jobber Radio here. We are back, the first episode of 2018. Guys, we had a weird and crazy year, I think. I think there was a lot of ups and downs. But first of all, let's get into it. I'm Jake, a.k.a. Bomber. We got some guys here today. One of those guys happens to be Scott. Scott, how was your holidays? Do you guys celebrate Christmas up in Canada?
We do celebrate Christmas in Canada. It was quite good, as was the New Year. But currently in Canada, my part, Thunder Bay, Northern Ontario, it's -2 Celsius with wind.
Whoa!
It's
I don't know
fucking cold.
I don't know the fuck.
What is
Celsius.
that in? What is that in?
It's the
in
same
America?
thing.
What is that in American?
It is.
It's
Yeah.
also
That's
minus.
like-
What is that in
When it
America?
gets that cold,
Yes.
That's got to be
when it gets
okay.
that
-2
cold,
Celsius. So that's got to be about 25
minus-
degrees.
minus
20 degrees
42.
Fahrenheit.
minus 42.
Wait, -42.
Yes.
What?
It's the same thing in Fahrenheit when you get that.
Wait,
low.
you said
No.
42?
Yes.
No, that's not right.
Okay. Okay. Well, look.
It's close, something like that.
Legitimately, it was 48 degrees Fahrenheit today, and I was dying of cold.
Yep.
No,
It was 71 here, so...
it's
Yep.
22 here in North Carolina right now. 22.
People are
And-
freaking out in Miami because
And I'll just say
it's
right now-
dipping into the high 40s,
Yeah.
and you think that the snowpocalypse was upon us.
Well, it is. That's why. I mean, Lee's not here, and he's probably getting buried in snow. But
Yep,
the East Coast is getting shat on right now. But
Yeah, but I mean on
Yep.
us in Miami.
I'm here.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Happening to me right now. But yeah, you heard him right there. Rab,
Cold,
how
though.
was
Real
your God, how was your holidays, Rab?
It was pretty good. I went back home to Houston for the holidays. It was really cold there. It dipped into the mid 30s.
Oh.
That's about 0 for you. Which one are you, Scott?
Scott.
What are you?
Which one are you there? No, yeah. There you
I'm
go.
almost upset. He guessed right this time, so
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Well,
I'm confused. It's a new year.
well, Zion, I have to ask, how was your holidays?
It was fine. Like I don't like Christmas anymore. I'm not a fan of it. I've basically I'm out of
lost your
kayfabe.
spirit?
When you're a kid, you got kayfabe, brother. Like you know, Santa's real. It's all exciting. You get toys. I'm an adult now. When I want something, I just go buy it. So basically, I just have to go out of my way to see like family members, and that's fine. But like,
Yeah.
Halloween is where it's at. I
I
love.
agree
Halloween,
with that. I got you.
But
And I
do
can
not
agree with
like
that.
Christmas.
I
Nah,
will
I'm all
agree
about
with that
Christmas.
because it's
I
fun with
love-
all the little ones. and
I
sisters.
love Christmas.
Well, I
It's
like
better than
Christmas too, but
Thanksgiving, at
Halloween.
least.
Oh,
Because Thanksgiving is the worst holiday
Thanksgiving
ever. That's
fucking
my
sucks.
least
Yeah.
favorite holiday. Yeah, it's terrible.
Oh, it's
We
all. It's
get
all.
rid of
I
it
mean,
early.
now that I have, so we hosted Halloween. I mean, we hosted Halloween.
Yep.
We hosted Thanksgiving after we bought the house, and that was a fucking nightmare.
Yep, I agree with that. So yeah, Halloween definitely the best. I agree. So I think first of all, we got a lot to talk about as far as what went down in 2017. So I think we should get into it. There's a lot of different aspects we can cover here. We can talk about the big news stories of each of the year, and I think that's what we should start with. I think we should start with what impacted us as far as what do you think was the biggest moment for you personally this year in 2017. Rab, how about we'll start with you here. What news story? This is like news story that came out this year. What do you think was the biggest for you personally?
What do you mean wrestling news or just like the news?
No, what the fuck? A goddamn wrestling podcast.
No,
Yeah.
what's wrestling news? I mean, what do you mean news? You mean an
News.
event?
What was the biggest moment of the year for you?
I obviously
Randy Orton
chose
winning
the wrong.
Royal Rumble. Set us up for a shitty ass year.
Well, there you go.
From the moment Randy Orton won the Royal Rumble, I should have known it was going to be a disappointing year. We just had to watch like fucking Jinder Mahal walk his way through the fucking title scene on SmackDown after they destroyed
Poor SmackDown. Rest in peace.
after they destroyed SmackDown,
Yeah.
and then just gave it to Jinder Mahal and let him run with it. Luckily we're out of that now. 2018, new year. But yes, I think Randy Orton winning the Royal Rumble, disappointing all of us, should have set us up for like what this year was going to be, in and out of wrestling.
Wow. Okay. Well, I guess since we started right there, why don't we just say how our overall thoughts on 2017 were? Then we'll get into the story. So obviously, Rab, you didn't like this year in wrestling, is what you're saying.
It was fine at best. It was shitty at worst. It's not like 2003, but it wasn't very good.
What about you,
Survivor Series?
What about you, Scott? How do you feel about 2017 as a whole overall?
Well, with wrestling, often I know Matt will agree with this too, but sometimes there's a lot of shit you got to slog through. But when you do, it's worth it when it's really good. And there was some really good stuff, but it was kind of outnumbered by a lot of the not good. It just kind of blended together. Like I sat here to think of what my favorite match of the year is. I can maybe name like 2 or 3. Like it's not a hard thing to do.
Oh yeah, we'll get
because I can't. Yeah, I just don't remember as many. I'm like nothing really stood out so much. It's very. I don't want to say homogenized right now because you've got guys like Braun and Finn and Joe trying to escalate things up and shake things up, and the Shield and all this. They're trying to do stuff, but it really needs that turning point, and it's coming. But we're not there yet, so it's kind of a holding pattern, it seems. But I don't know, it was fine. It nothing to drive me away. I know Matt gets into his fits of this is horrible bullshit, dog shit stuff, and it happens. I never get that close to it, but you know.
Yeah. Well then, Zion, what is your overall thoughts of 2017?
This is horrible dog shit.
Shut up.
God, you got a little iron sheet going on.
I think I understand why I felt this past year was so bad. It was just like Scott's hit it on the head. Everything just melded together. Nothing really stands out. There's a few things like Lesnar and Styles was absolutely awesome, really good. The SummerSlam main event, the 4-way was awesome, really good.
Agree.
I can't really think of anything else. It feels like it's like kind of what PWG goes through. For those who don't know, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, a very, very popular indie promotion in California, and all their shows are A+. They're always real good, but I can never recall anything from them. Like you leave, you had a great time. You're like, that was the best wrestling show I've ever been to, and a month later, I go, what the hell happened? Like I don't. The Bucks did something. Dave Meltzer marked out. I don't know. So and the bad. I think the problem is the bad far outweighed the good, and the bad was pretty much SmackDown being absolutely decimated by WWE, courtesy of Jinder Mahal. Now, it wasn't really his fault. It's the fact that they didn't really he wasn't ready for it. He wasn't ready for it. He tried his best, but I some people will debate me on this. I legitimately think that he is the worst WWE champion of all time. I think he was one of the biggest flops. But
I think that's 100% true.
I mean, he was
anyone
better
more.
than Rey
I
Mysterio.
understand that it's not Rey Mysterio.
He was better than fucking Mysterio.
No, he wasn't.
he wasn't.
Rey Mysterio is a legend and superstar in this business.
Let's dissect the Jinder Mahal thing right now. Of all the guys given the title that could have elevated it or been elevated to it, he has failed the most spectacularly. Everybody else kind of jumped up to that level. He didn't progress at all. He never got better, and he had so many chances with so many guys.
I think he got better.
And it just didn't happen.
He got better.
I think a character standpoint he got better, but his in-ring skill is miserable.
Character was great.
He is one of the most bland in-ring competitors I've seen since JBL had his title run. Because my same problem with JBL is what I have with Jinder, even more so. He doesn't do moves. He just punches and kicks the entire time. His only move is his finisher.
That's a style.
No, it's a dumb fucking style. But you know what? Some people can do it right, though, because Stone Cold did that fantastic.
Yeah.
Austin only had a few moves, but yet Austin was a great worker, so he could cover it up. Mahal is fucking average at best. So, but back on point. I think that WWE is happy, though, about this. I think their entire goal for the past couple of years has been make sure above everything else, the brand is the superstar, not the superstars. And that just doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me at all. I'm not, when it's announced that a WWE show is coming around here, I don't consider going because I don't go, oh my God, WWE. I go, what are the matches? Like, what are you going to give me something good? Am I going to get like a Brock Lesnar, AJ Styles match? Because if that's there, okay, I'm in. But they want the brand to be more important.
I mean, I 100% agree with that. I mean, Raw was here on Monday. Raw was here in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't for a second think about going because I'm like, I'm going to go and they're just going to bore me for 3 hours.
Weird.
Yeah,
I went to 2 shows this year. Both of them were very good. I went to an NXT
If it
show.
was 2 hours long, I might have gone.
I went to a Raw and a SmackDown show this year.
When you look at it though, like
but they
totally right. The brand.
Were they SmackDowns that they built up? Were they shows that they built up to?
Well, the SmackDown was the go home show to Survivor Series.
Yeah.
I knew there was just no point in going to the first Raw of the year. They're just going to be like, it's the first Raw of the year.
And let me get back to my point. This is another thing. TV doesn't matter anymore. That's the big thing. TV just does not matter. I have not watched Raw or SmackDown other than a few clips when I found, Joe is wrestling Roman. I heard it was good. So I'll go look at the YouTube channel. But TV doesn't matter because I have only been watching the pay-per-views for the past 4 or 5 months, and I haven't missed a step. I know exactly where they're going or what they're doing because the only thing that matters are the pay-per-views. The TV is just so by the books, by the numbers, doesn't matter, and that shouldn't be the case. I don't like giving the Attitude Era credit because, in my opinion, the Attitude Era was awful. It was only good because Austin McMahon was so good. But you watch the rest of it, and it was just drivel. But I will say, they had the Randy Orton aura, as Bomber puts it, that you had to watch every single episode. If I remember being in school and the next day, and I missed a Raw, and everybody was talking. I'm like, God damn it! Like, I can't believe I was getting the shakes. Like, I got to know what happened. I don't care anymore, and that's not because I'm jaded. Their TV product is so fucking boring and slow, and yet they have all the guys I ever wanted them to have. They got Styles, they got Samoa Joe, they got Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. They have all my favorite indie darlings that I always wanted to see, and yet somehow I still have no desire to watch Raw or SmackDown. There's something wrong there.
Is it just because you got older?
I cannot remember the last time I watched a Raw.
What'd you say?
Like a whole Raw? I cannot remember the last time I watched one.
I was just asking if it could be that you've gotten older. Is that possibly...
No, because like 5 or 6 years ago, I was watching every single Raw or SmackDown, and I was still an adult at that point, and I was still into it. I just feel like their direction is very anti-fan friendly now. It's like, even though it seems like they're all over social media and they give the appearance that they're all about fan friendly, then they put the title on Jinder Mahal. Nobody was fucking asking for that, and then they made us sit through it, and then they didn't even give us a good payoff for it. So like, I remember us talking about the argument was, well, maybe there will be some sort of payoff for this in the long run.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. He lost it on a toss-away show, and it literally meant nothing. That means we had to sit through them promoting a WWE champion who is easily, even if you say he's not the worst of all time, he's one of the worst. Like, he's in that camp.
Yeah.
And yet, nothing came of it. They didn't do anything with it. Like, at least have... Jesus Christ, nothing is booked out anymore, and that's another problem. Other than, they know they're going to do Roman and Brock at WrestleMania. That's it. That's their only goal, and everything else feels like it's week to week. And I kind of blame Vince, because I think Vince potentially selling his $100 million worth of stocks or whatever and going away, that could be the best thing ever.
He's
that
not
could
going
be
away.
Great. I from what they're saying is that I think he doesn't want to die being known as just the wrestling guy. And he knows that his time is running up, and he's going to go for it.
No, he can try. I don't know what any of that is, but
he's going to fail miserably. But I'm just saying, I can understand that mentality of he sees the XFL as his biggest failure, and he wants to correct it because he's that kind of guy. He can't walk away from something. So if he's going to have this one chance to do it, maybe. But besides the point, it's just boring. And there's a few things that are fantastic, but ugh. Overall, I've just not been interested.
You were right, Scott. He went fucking in deep. You're right. You got that one right. You called it.
No, but his point, though, to fill in what he was saying there, apparently McMahon has liked what the UFC sale was and the marketing and money involved in that, and it's kind of opened his eyes to potential. So you never know.
You never
that.
know, especially
are
with
you
Vince.
talking like MMA?
But he's also like, huh?
Are you talking like MMA? Like, what do you mean? I don't know what you mean exactly.
Okay, so the UFC was bought by Dana White and the Fertitta brothers back in the early 2000s.
Yep.
$20 million. They sold it last summer, 2 summers ago now, for $4.2 billion. Vince McMahon likes money, and he sees maybe he can sell the WWE or part of it for something in that range.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
that is a rumor that's been going. That's not me speculating. That's a rumor.
That'd be shitty, but
So who knows?
yeah.
But, yeah.
We'll see. All right. Well, I guess I'll go real quick here. I think overall I have to be in the camp with, it was a pretty forgetful year. I don't think it was like a horrible year like Rab was saying, like 2003, that 2004 era. But I don't think it was that bad. There was a lot of memorable moments.
I honestly think, just say real quick, bad 2003. I think it's just the most disappointing year in a while.
Like 2017, this past year.
Yeah, that's really what I was trying to get at. It was just there was so much setup and just a lot of letdown.
I can, you know what? I can see that. I can see it was a letdown year. I can definitely see that. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and I think a lot of it. This funny thing is, a lot of it has to do with the way they started the year off with Orton and the whole Bray Wyatt angle that they did. The whole Orton and Wyatt angle really was just a drainer and just a downer on the beginning of the year. So that kind of did start off weak. And then you had Goldberg come back and do those weird squash matches, which it did pay off in the end. I did enjoy the WrestleMania climax there, but it was just all a downer time frame right there ever since he came back at the end of 2016 and into 2017.
It's kind of telling though, like with the Goldberg thing, like they had this angle between Jericho and Owens that was super hot. Like, they came off that segment. It was super hot. That should have been the WrestleMania main event. Now, in hindsight, their match at WrestleMania wasn't the best, but like program-wise, that should have been the main event. Like Goldberg and Brock didn't need to be for the title. It would still been fine. It still would have been a really good match. Arguably the best match on the card because of the way it was built. But that was satisfying to see it come off. But they undercut and sacrificed somebody who was really hot in Kevin Owens for Goldberg, a guy who was just going to always lose to Brock and not come back. Like, what? It's a WCW move all the way. Like, put all your cards, all your eggs into the basket of the older guy who is going to draw in the short term. But then when you come back and you're like, oh, why is nobody taking Owens seriously? Because you fucking squashed him to an old dude who's not coming back. Like, they didn't protect him at all. So, like, decisions like that, I just feel like they're not very good at following through.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%.
Can I say something contrary to that? NXT, meanwhile, does do the stuff we want it to do.
That's true.
So
it does.
That's that turning point we're waiting for.
When I say that WWE has been forgettable and disappointing, that is not. I don't count NXT as WWE. I know they technically are.
Yeah,
but NXT never lets me down. It's always fantastic. Which
it's funny. It's the opposite with NXT. Yeah. They always exceed my expectations.
That card doesn't look that great.
Speaking of NXT, you talk about the letdowns like Nakamura coming up to the main roster. Now, see, that's just a letdown. We had so many high expectations as soon as he got called up, and he got jobbed out to Jinder. He's just floundering kind of right now. He didn't have a good year.
I stopped having high expectation for NXT guys.
What is the one guy who has exceeded expectations and is now probably the best thing about Raw that came from NXT?
Braun Strowman.
No.
I
he
was
didn't
going
come
to
from
say
NXT.
Kevin Owens.
Well, I mean, he
I was
did.
going to say the Drifter.
Better than Owens though? Or are you talking about this year? I'm not
Elias was like he's never going to make it. They're dumping him out of NXT onto Raw. Oh well, good luck.
But I think the reason is because he was terrible in NXT. I hated him. I thought he was boring. It didn't work. And yet, I guess if you're bad at NXT, you're going to do real well on the main roster. And if you're amazing at NXT, good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't like the Drifter, but I get it.
I
know a lot of people.
I do like the Drifter too.
I'm still not feeling it.
I think he'll end up winning you over eventually. He's pretty good. He's just got a good look too. He's got a good look. But no, just closing that out. I think, and you know what? This can also segue into the next part here. I think that this was a letdown year for WWE. But having said that, I think this was a big year for professional wrestling in general, as far as the indies go, as far as NXT goes, other companies, obviously New Japan, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. I think this year was a disappointing year for WWE, but man, I think everyone else kind of stepped up their game a little bit. Ring of Honor stepped it up. Ring of Honor stepped it up. Obviously, Impact did not. That they did not. Everybody but WWE.
Impact went through 3 different company names.
Yeah, I think this,
and they're still doing shit like that right now and letting people go and all this stuff. So yeah, they're still finding themselves.
I have this weird feel, yeah, WWE was okay this year. It was good, but it wasn't great. It wasn't horrible. But man, I was really excited about a lot of other wrestling this year. That's the one thing that I really took away out of this year is, man, Ring of Honor. I've never really been big into Ring of Honor, but man, they stepped it up and they've become like something really to watch lately. And I don't know if you guys have seen a lot of shows, but I think it's definitely worth at least checking out their next pay-per-view if you haven't. In 2017, I think you should check it out. What do you guys think about other wrestling?
New Japan, WWE? Man. New Japan has been just
exactly.
Taking advantage of a board, I would say not a general audience of WWE, but taking advantage of the smart fans and stuff. They are just doing phenomenal business. I mean, even if I still don't know their roster, and yet I'll tune in to a random match I see on YouTube, and it's great, and the place is packed every time. They are just doing good stuff, and just overall, indie wrestling seems to be the strongest it's been ever. I don't think it's ever been this hot. Maybe when Ring of Honor first started and they were doing Loki and all them, but
exactly.
This is like a resurgence for indie wrestling, which is real interesting because there's a difference in opinion in WWE about that. Vince, I feel, still wants it to be like a contained universe. I don't think he really likes the idea of bringing it, supporting indie feds, whereas Triple H has shown openly he will appear at events. He will loan out guys from NXT. He is willing to grow everything and be the central hub, which is really the right way to go because it's only winning for everybody when you do that.
Well, Matt, what did he say when he went to that show in Ireland? He appeared on camera at that show.
Yeah, he did a full entrance and everything.
Yeah, this is where this is where we need to support because our next stars are going to come from places like this.
And that's an incredibly intelligent thing because look at it from this standpoint. They already have NXT, but they can basically outsource to all these other feds that are basically going to become mini developmentals that they can pull from easily, take people out, and it just helps everybody.
And did you hear this other thing with the network that they're looking into? About possibly having some of those smaller feds air on the WWE network.
Yeah. I mean, again, that...
But they've been talking about Progress maybe showing up on the network.
That's pretty great.
Yes, having those shows air live on the network. And that's similar to the UFC network because they have their own thing with their own streaming, their own live events. And they are other stuff. There's Japanese shows like Pride they used to have. But they'll have new ones like Deep, Shuto. They'll air them. They'll air the Glory Kickboxing. They'll air that stuff. Damn, so WWE is looking at the same thing. We just get more live programming. We can air stuff from Ireland. Why not? Or whatever else there is. Let's air Shimmer. Let's air this stuff. NWA, we can work with you because he's friends with those guys. So,
and this is where Triple H comes. Triple H, in my opinion, say what you will about him, I still think on TV, he's such a piece of shit. I mean,
no, he's not. Get out of here.
No, look at that Survivor Series finish. That screamed ego. But I'm saying as a creator, as a runner, as a behind the scenes guy, geez, he should have taken this shit over 5 years ago because he's already proven that he is open to working with other people. And the only thing that does is when you start working with other promotions and you become the central hub while you help out everybody else, all that does is help your fans and help your company. There's no negatives to this whatsoever.
He was talking about Wrestle Kingdom. There's a segue for you, Bomber. But he was like, it's good for New Japan, good for Jericho, good for us, good for Kenny. It's good for everybody. It's awesome. Yeah. That's Triple H said that in an interview. And Jericho apparently said that Vince said the same thing to him about it. So there's a weird thing where
Jericho was a little weird, though. I'll say, Jericho on his podcast, it's so funny. He made it seem, because I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately. I listen to them while I'm running and stuff. Mm-hmm. So on his podcast, he made it seem like Oh no, yeah, I went to Vince first, and blah blah blah, and then he was on like Dave Meltzer, and he also did the Ross Report, and he was like, "Yeah, no, I totally didn't ask him before. I just did it," and that makes more sense to me because we've heard, from CM Punk and other people, it's better to just do something and ask for forgiveness than ever to ask for permission because they'll just say no.
Especially with Vince, he would actually have respect for you if you went and did it and be like, "I'm a man. Look what I did." Like that's a Vince type thing. So
yeah,
I thought
that's
that was
fine. But Triple H is open to it too, right? So it's
Yeah, no, see, that's what I was going to say. I thought that was going to be like everybody's biggest moment of the year was the whole Jericho announcing the New Japan match against Omega.
Well, to be fair, you stopped us from going through the moment of the year.
Yeah, once Rab took over and was like, oh, he like kind of just did his summary of the year. I was like, okay, well, let's go with that. But So Scott, what was your biggest moment you think of the year? Was it that?
Well, that was the biggest surprise. Honestly, everyone was thinking that would be like something for that Wrestle Cruise Jericho's doing or something, and like it wouldn't be a real thing at New Japan. Like nobody thought that. So that was pretty cool to happen. I don't think that's my biggest moment though. But what is? I don't know. I can't think of one.
Oh, that's not good.
Offhand.
I know mine.
What's yours, Matt?
What's yours, Matt?
Mine's consolidated, but it's basically just how awesome Strowman has become.
Oh yeah,
I've said
Strowman
before,
throwing chairs. There's a moment.
Yeah, I have to actually I'll publicly apologize to him again because I thought he was shit. I thought he was.
I'm standing in line behind Rami on this one.
No,
I also
They're all there.
No,
he
time
was
out.
shit.
He proved me wrong though. I should have given him a chance. That's where I went wrong with him. And he has proven to be the most delightful thing that happened of all last year. He was absolutely phenomenal. I love that man.
I will not apologize. Hold on. I will not apologize because the only time I've ever said anything bad about Braun Strowman was several years ago on this podcast when we were shitting on him. The only time was because he was the rumored opponent for Undertaker. And this was when he was so new. We were all like, no, fuck this guy. Fuck this. But no, that's the only time we ever said anything bad about him that I can recall that we've said about him on the podcast.
I think we've said many more. No, I have definitely
not.
Personally.
It was along those lines, though. It was like, why this guy?
I thought he was boring and plain Jane, and I thought he was going to be just one of these other guys that's just there because Vince likes really big dudes.
Yeah, no, I only shit on him during the Taker.
He's the best. And honestly, he's my most enjoyable thing of the year.
And I know this is this year now, but they have that mixed match challenge coming up, and they announced he's teaming with Alexa for their thing. The biggest and the smallest is kind of hilarious. She barely fits in the frame.
Yeah.
And she's like riffing off him. He's freaking hilarious in it. Like he's also pretty funny too.
Oh, I heard
like
he's hilarious.
This guy's awesome. So. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one, Matt. Braun Strowman, absolutely.
How about worst moment? Because I have mine.
All right, yeah, we'll start it off. I assume Jinder?
No, Jinder is an overall,
Orton.
so he's not my worst
Orton
moment.
Wyatt.
Orton is pretty bad too, but my worst might surprise you guys. So my worst was Bailey getting bitched out by Alexa Bliss.
Oh, okay.
That absolutely infuriated me, and this shows the problems internally with this company, whereas they are more interested in the brand being the star than the stars, because Bailey at that point was the top selling merch pusher with the women. Like she was even in the top 5 of the men. Like her merch is great because it's like Cena, but a female. Like she can do everything. She has all kinds of stuff. And they thought the best idea to get her over, even though she was already mega over, was to have her like refuse to be a badass in any way, shape, or form against Alexa Bliss. And like basically she just got destroyed like 3 months in a row. But that kendo stick match, that was the worst. That's some of the worst booking I've ever seen from a wrestling promotion. And then after that, Bailey just became another person. And the real sad thing is she was on, I think it was Austin's podcast, and she was talking about how she had to come to a realization that she just wasn't as over as she thought she was. And after the Alexa thing, she realized, I'm like, no, Bailey. Like, they fucking buried you. Like, they buried you
think back to the
hard.
TakeOver matches. Like, oh my god.
Oh, yeah. That was my worst. Like, there are some real bad things, but that was the one that I feel is still unforgivable.
Yeah.
Honestly,
That's a good
for
one.
me, the worst, I've got a no bummer. It's that string where they took the title off of AJ, Yeah, Cena had it. That was okay. That's the thing. We're building towards Mania, but then it went to Wyatt and Orton with that ridiculous match, and then it went to Jinder, and it was just the summer of the title.
Back to AJ.
It
man.
was
like,
just
it all came
shit.
full
I know,
circle.
right?
And now it came back to AJ. It's like everything is better now.
Now
It's-
imagine if AJ never lost it, and he
I know he should have kept it.
and he just went
Yeah.
through and fought all those guys, beat all those guys. It would have been such an amazing
God,
title run.
walking into Mania like that.
Yeah.
Oh, and then
Amazing.
imagine this, because I have a prediction. I'm sure we'll talk about it, but
Mm-hmm.
I think that they might be doing Cena and AJ at WrestleMania, and not Jinder or not Nakamura
I mean,
and AJ.
we know
I
they're
think
good.
that
We know they're good.
I think they're going in that direction, and I hope they are. But imagine how much more epic it would have been if AJ had beat Cena and then beat all those other people, and then Cena like basically wins the Rumble, and we get like the more than a year-long run from AJ versus the veteran Cena, who's gonna basically he's saying, "Hey, this is it for me. If I don't win the title off of you, I'm done." Like that would have been amazing. But instead,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we got shitty title runs from Bray, Orton, Jinder, and now back to AJ.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, it's not. Did you finish there, Scott? Was that your thing?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
it's
title
there's
swapping.
other stuff where things just. Well, it was more who it was swapped to.
Oh yeah, no
Um,
doubt. Well, I mean, was I the only one here that was pretty pumped, even though Bray's been treated like shit when Bray won? Was I the only one that was excited about that?
Oh, we were
Yes.
happy. Yeah, I was like, oh, finally Bray got it. With this is good. This is good.
Yeah,
I heard that, but yeah, no, it was there were some good
You
moments in
remember?
there.
You
But
remember how unhappy I was?
Yeah,
I was the only one. All you guys,
I
I,
was
believe
so
all
happy.
you guys were for it, and I was like, why did they do this?
I wasn't for it. I was still on the
but
fence.
it was still at the expense of AJ.
Yeah,
that
and
was
where I
always the problem.
And like
So-
I remember, I said that they should have done Cena and Styles as the main event of WrestleMania that year, and they didn't. They did it in favor of Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. And the only thing anybody will ever remember from that feud is some fucking like moving maggots on the mat. That's it. That's it. You will.
Well,
I don't remember a single other thing
that's
that
not
happened.
That is
That's
the
not
that
true.
is the most important thing of that
That's
feud.
not true.
is
I
the
disagree.
project.
The
Yes,
House of
it
Horrors.
is.
no, I
Nobody
disagree.
cares about the House of Horrors.
That
Nobody
I was
cares.
gonna say the House of Horrors match is
Nobody-
more memorable to me.
Nobody fucking cares.
Not
about
in a
that.
No, it's
positive
not.
way. To me, it was.
No.
It's
Those-
not positive or negative.
Whatever.
Until you said it right now, I forgot the House of Horrors. was a thing.
How?
Fair enough.
That was one of like the weirdest things
How?
that happened last
Because
year.
the only thing I remember was the stupid maggots on the screen.
Hey, the House of Horrors had a really fun meme that got made though when they were both laying on the floor and it said like "Don't do drugs" or
Yes.
something. It's like,
That was good.
Honestly-
That was good.
Here, there, Bomber. The best meme. We'll just say this right now is Braun Strowman with math
With Matt. Oh, that was true.
from Survivor Series.
Yep,
that
from
Matt
Survivor
had
Series.
that. That was
Good point,
amazing.
by the way, too. It's funny with that feud because Orton being a Wyatt member family, I actually liked that. I thought it was good. Like it was something I
was.
thought I would hate, but I liked it, and yet it had zero payoff, and in the end, it didn't matter. So that was the end of that.
Yeah, I think the only reason they ditched that is because they were just like, oh, well, let's just get rid of the family, and then, that's just how that happened. But no, it was cool. Their title run was kind of
Good.
cool. It was kind of cool. It
Really
was
good.
super short, but it was kind of cool.
I kind of want to bounce back because I'm remembering good things now of the year, Bomber.
Uh-huh.
Wait, I
Um,
want to give my worst moment.
All
oh, yeah, get your
let's
worst
get,
moment,
let's get your
absolutely.
worst moment in there, Rab.
And
say
I'm going to
Randy
try to
Orton.
keep it to one moment as opposed to a big thing like I did with the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
My worst singular moment had to be sorry. My worst singular moment had to be when Roman Reigns came out number 30 at the Royal Rumble.
I mean, I
Yeah,
could
bad.
it
we
was
were all
yeah.
pretty like, what the fuck?
I
at
mean,
that
you
moment.
got to admit it was pretty shocking though.
It was stupid.
No, but in a bad way. It was like, really him?
Yeah.
Fuck.
It was really like every time they do that, it's like fuck you.
I know you're mad. You're probably going to be more mad when I say this, but I think that was a smart move.
No.
I do.
No,
I
it
think
wasn't.
I think it was a smart
fuck
move.
you. We don't care about the fans move.
Nope.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
what
it
it
was a
was.
smart move on WWE's call. It was a smart call by WWE.
I mean, they've ruined the Rumbles, though. Like, the past 3 Rumbles have been just completely forgettable or literally enraging garbage. And that used to be that's my favorite Rumbles.
I think
love
I think it's
Rumble more
all
than
of our
Mania.
I think it's all of our favorites. Yeah.
But yeah, and it's not just the rage moments. They've been boring in general because of the fact that like where are the returns? Where are the surprises? Like we
It's
get
been
Goldberg
since
and
Batista.
Taker. That was the only good thing about that entire Rumble was seeing Goldberg and Taker interact, and Goldberg hitting the lightest spear you could possibly hit to a 90-year-old man, because that's what it looked like. But that was it. That's the only thing I remember from that entire Rumble was that moment, and everything else I just remember was either whatever or forgettable. Like they used to at least have a few surprises that were pretty surprising. The last big surprise I can remember was basically Styles. Like Styles was awesome.
Oh yeah, that was
but
big.
since then,
I literally shit myself when I seen AJ Styles come out. His number 3. He came out number 3. That was amazing.
That was really good. That was one of my favorite Rumble moments of all time. And like, it's so funny too because if you go on the YouTube channel, they have a way better edit of it because the original edit was just showing Roman's face.
Yeah,
just showing Roman Reigns because once again, where's Poochie?
Yeah, the director fucked it up.
Yeah, and if you watch the alternate, they call it like an unseen AJ Styles debut footage. Like it does it the right way. It shows his name popping up and everybody freaking out, and then Roman's reaction, which is what
I was at that Royal Rumble, so I had a pretty good view.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow, that was big. But no, the real quick to make to put it on there, I think Roman coming out number 30 made sense, which is what I think was a smart move, was because Randy Orton ended up winning that Royal Rumble, and the only way people were going to cheer Randy Orton win the Rumble is if it was down between him and Roman, and him eliminating Roman.
People did cheer Randy Orton winning the Royal Rumble.
What do you wait? What
Yeah,
you said?
They were
didn't?
lukewarm. They were lukewarm at best.
It was
the moment that Orton threw or like won it and threw him out. Like there was a cheer, and then people went,
yeah, and then it was
yeah,
like,
Roman's
oh wait,
gone.
It would have. It was I'll say it was a way better reaction than if it wouldn't have been Roman.
Here's what I'm saying. My point is, if WWE has to trick people into liking the guy that's gonna win because they know people will be pissed, that is the wrong way to run a fucking company.
It was overall. It was it was a bad move picking Orton as the winner. But if you're gonna do it, they made the smart move by making Roman the last guy he eliminated. Is all I'm saying. That's just what I'm saying.
He wasn't just the last guy. He came out number 30 just to fuck with everybody.
Yeah, it was literally a troll moment. It was They should have had him come out to
because we talked about it then. It could have been AJ because Roman lost his Universal title match. Well, AJ lost his title match. Why didn't he get to go in? And it is that whole thing. They would have loved AJ being in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, imagine. The problem is that Orton would have looked like the heel. But like, if they had AJ and Orton as the final two, at least you would have had someone to cheer for. But like when Orton and Roman are in there, they weren't cheering for Orton. They were just booing Roman. They like Orton's not the hero in this scenario. He's just anybody could have been there. Anybody could have been in there with Roman, and they would have been booing Roman and not cheering the other guy, other than a few select people like Styles, maybe.
Yeah, but yeah. So yeah, that's a decent worst moment right there. Roman coming in at 30. Mine is just. Let's just skip mine super quick, but it's just it's Jinder Mahal's title run. Me and Rab were the only ones that shit on it from day one, and when everybody else is like, "Well, give it a chance," me and Rab, we were like, "Nope, fuck it, not gonna be good."
Do you understand why I gave it a chance?
I understand why you guys are saying that, but
because it was different.
Not for me.
They were trying something new, but they weren't trying it for any. They weren't trying it for any reason other than they just were trying it.
Yeah.
I thought they had a game plan. They had no game plan, so I was.
That was your mistake right there.
Yeah, it was my mistake.
Even with the game plan, I knew it wasn't going to work with Jinder Mahal. I would have been behind it if they would have built him up. Like I've said that multiple times, but I would have been behind it if they built him up. But they just threw him in with zero build up whatsoever. No build up.
Is he still in the U.S. title tournament going on right now?
Yes.
He's going to win.
He will probably
100%.
win.
And that's where he should have been all along.
He's going up against Xavier Woods in the next next round.
Bobby Roode
and the opposite side is Bobby Roode or Mojo or Ryder.
Yeah.
He's going to win.
Yeah, it's going to be.
And the finals at the Rumble.
Yeah, it's going to be Roode versus Jinder, and Jinder probably is going to win. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the perfect. That should have been where he was all along.
Agreed.
It fits the gimmick. It fits, giving him a push without giving him too much of a push and making fans upset. So that's fine. Like, put him there. That way, maybe he can start to work on his wrestling. That is fucking abysmally boring.
Yep.
And his character's already great. I've never had a problem with his promos. I like, some people were mad when he was beating up the Singh brothers, and I was like, no, I like that. That's good.
That's cool.
He's an asshole. Like, I get it. That's a little bit more heat, and they can take bumps. Yeah, but just he never should have been WWE champion. They had no plan. It fell apart, and it was just. It made me stop watching SmackDown when SmackDown has AJ fucking Styles, my favorite current wrestler. I was like, I can't do it. Ginger's on the show. Can't do it.
I wish they kind of gave the Singh brothers a couple more matches. They fight rarely, but I think they should
let them be a tag team. Let them compete in the tag
like
team.
just a little more. Like they fight rarely, but I think they
they're
should
too
go
small. Those little engines, get them out.
Oh my god. But yeah, so let's just talk over various just moments of this year that stood out. So Scott, you had one. What were we gonna bring up?
Well, I was gonna say the Singh brothers bumping like madmen is
that was
fantastic.
That was fun. That was fun.
I always get excited because like, oh no, I don't want to see a Jinder Mahal match, but I want to see what happens.
That
to
was
the Singh.
Orton's highlight of the year. Was just
Oh
beating
my
the
God.
shit out of the Singh brothers.
So
throwing him off the
You're
Punjabi
not
prison.
Mahal.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's right. We had a Punjabi prison this year.
A
Oh.
Punjabi prison where Orton could fit through the bars.
Yeah.
He chose not to. And then right in front of the ref and the camera, one of the Singh brothers, who, granted, he's bigger than Orton, but shows clearly an adult man can fit through this. And Orton's just like, I guess I gotta follow the rules.
That's
Now-
great.
Yeah, Orton of all people. The other, well, I can't think of a specific moment, but The Miz was just great all year.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Miz
yeah,
had
he
a
was.
big year this year. Miz had a big. I fucking hate the Miz, but the Miz
But
had a big
that's fine.
year.
Now there was
One of the
something else. I completely forget what it was, but also Undertaker leaving the hat in the ring and the coat, and like, is he done? Is he not? Probably not. But
No,
that was a big moment.
we're gonna erase
I
that
know.
moment from history.
And I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed.
That it was a thing.
If he comes back and faces Cena, that's the only thing
It's
I want.
gonna be
No.
like it never happened.
No, we'll talk about that shit because, like, as we progress through the year, I'm sure. But I am very adamant. I do not want to see Cena versus Undertaker.
Yeah, I mean, I don't either. I'm just saying that if he does come back, that's the only match I have the slightest interest in, but they already missed the boat on that.
I will repeat the same thing I've said for like the last 90 years at this
Yeah,
point.
seriously.
I have no interest in watching the Undertaker wrestle ever.
I was not in your boat until he lost to Roman. Now it's definitely he better never show up again.
Yeah, he should be done.
Obviously, that's not saying I don't love Undertaker. Undertaker is one of the
No,
best.
I
of
just
all
don't want to
time.
see him wrestle ever again.
Yes, I agree. That was an ending. Yes, the match wasn't great with Roman. Obviously, there was some fuck ups in there, and it just wasn't great. But man, that was a big moment to like end on. It had the feeling, it had the emotion. Him laying his shit down and leaving the ring. That was a really cool moment, and that was
It's
a
just
good
too
way.
bad
To
that
Roman-
they fucked up that spot with the tombstone because that's all
Yes.
I remember that over and over again.
Yeah,
But don't
no,
forget when Roman came out on Raw and just stood there for like 2-3 minutes with all the booze and
Oh,
said,
yeah,
"This
that
is
was
my yard now."
Yes, that
and
was
walked
good
out.
shit.
That was
good.
that. I would honestly, that's candidate for promo of the year. Like,
Now-
I don't care what anyone says. That was perfect.
Now, this would almost another moment and stuff. It wasn't really one single moment, but multiple era this year was, man, the Hardy Boys. The Hardy Boys indie run
Oh,
this
that's
year.
right.
The Hardy, at the end of last year, going into this year, and showing up at WrestleMania. That to me is one of the biggest WrestleMania moments for me personally.
Oh, you're right.
Like it shows the problem with the company, though. And well, granted, this wasn't 100% their fault because they didn't have the rights to the Broken gimmick. But like a hot debut, probably like you said, probably one of the easily the most memorable thing of that WrestleMania.
Oh.
But it'll be a WrestleMania moment for years to come. But they lost their heat so fast to the point where Matt was just a joke on Raw, jobbing to like Elias.
Yes.
Like that shows what they can't. I feel like WWE can catch fire, but they can't sustain it. Like it just slowly burns out in their hands, and then they go, "Oh well, I guess it was the fire's fault."
Yeah. No, that's a good way to put it, I think. Yeah. No, they
It's the time.
could have had everything right there with that, and they just didn't do
The
anything.
Hardys were Impact Wrestling Tag Team Champions, and within 30 days, left that company and those titles, won the Ring of Honor ones, lost them, and then came into WWE and won the Raw Tag titles.
And they also won a bunch of
Like
different
the
indie
day
company titles too.
Yeah.
They were on that journey. Their whole journey to be the greatest tag team champions or whatever I forgot the name of it, where they teleported to different fucking companies, which was weird
Great
and
War.
stupid. I usually don't
Called
like that
Journey
stuff,
for
but
gold or something.
Yeah. It was. I usually don't like that kind of super cheesy stuff, but man, everything about what they were doing was great. It was hilarious, and that was a pretty big stuff for this year for me. Was the Hardy Boys, even though
Bummer.
it completely fizzled. What's up?
I've got a non-WWE moment for you. How do you feel about this one?
Mm-hmm.
The NWA World Heavyweight Championship changed hands on a CZW show.
Now,
Did it?
you haven't heard that?
Sure did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
So Tim Storm, champion for like a year and a half, almost 2 years.
Yeah, the 10
goes
pounds
to
of gold.
CZW Cage of Death 19, and Magnus, Nick Aldis, shows up and challenges him and wins the belt.
Yep.
Oh, I bet you CZW fans didn't like that. That doesn't
They-
sound
they
CZW
did not.
at all.
They did
He
not
knew
like
it
that.
was-
Yeah, that
He
doesn't
knew
sound
it.
like a good idea.
It was like a Cena ECW situation where he's like, I'm going to be the bad guy going in here. It's going to be interesting. Like, it's to its credit, that was pretty cool.
The build
But
was good.
It legitimized
yes.
the CZW in a weird fucking way.
CZW has been legitimized for years.
No!
Anyway, no.
I don't know.
Anyway, no. That was the
moment. That was honestly one of the biggest surprising moments for me. Like, that happened. I never thought I'd see that.
that was huge. That was a very big surprise.
Honestly, that was really surprising to me when I heard about it just now.
Yeah, me
See?
too.
Fuck you guys.
I
So
have
we got
no
big
idea.
moments for 2018 for these two
Super
guys.
big moment, super legit big moment that I just heard about
An
just now
honest,
on this podcast.
surprising moment. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, they've done a good job building the title up and everything, and that was a big moment. With he was coming to CZW. It was obviously the way they angled it is they did a bunch of promos saying he's coming to a rabid environment, you know, the way CZW is and stuff. Just like you said, it was like the old ECW style, and he came in. Everyone was shitting on him, of course. People came out to challenge him, and then boom, out came Magnus, which is what most people know him as, and ended up winning the match. And it wasn't a very good match.
No, it was shit.
No joke.
It wasn't a very good match. The Tim Storm guy, there were rumors that he was hurt. I don't know if he was legit hurt or if it was a story. I mean, he had like his ribs taped and all this kind of
He
stuff.
was storyline hurt. But
Yeah, I don't know if it was real. Either way, I don't think he's that good of a. I don't know if he was. It just wasn't a good match, and of course the fans shit all over it and everything, and everybody booed it and everything. But it was crazy, just the fact that the NWA World Title changed hands in CZW this year, which that was weird. It was just weird.
That's a sentence that you got to say.
Yeah. Some other weird moments this year: the women's Money in the Bank, stupid bullshit with Ellsworth, and
I didn't care.
yeah, no, we did.
That was interesting.
He better be in the women's Royal Rumble as a one shot. God damn it.
Oh, yeah.
Have this one girl come out with like all covered up and like a big blonde hair, and then they pull a wig off of him when he's in the ring as like a one big payday for him as a
Yep.
thank you, because that would be
I
a
could
fun
absolutely see
moment. That'd be a really fun moment.
Yeah. I mean, I personally didn't think I liked some Ellsworth stuff, not all of it, of course, but mainly because I fucking hate Carmella still. I can't.
He
stand
was
fucking Carmella.
better than worse.
Yeah,
He
no,
had
I
more
agree.
things I liked. I don't even understand why they got rid of him, because he, regardless of, he couldn't have cost that much, and he was
No.
over as fuck. Like, they could have found things for him to do. That was one of the only releases where I was like, what? Everybody else was like, yeah, that makes sense. But I was like, he's over. Like, he comes out and people react to him. If they do that, why would you let them go? I don't, like, just keep him a manager. Carmella has lost a lot of steam since she lost him. Like,
Yeah.
she's just another chick on the show now.
Yep.
Whereas before, she was unique because she came out with a dude as her manager, her little bitch. Like, it made her interesting. And now, whatever. Just another face on the show.
Yeah, and I just don't like her. But
I
maybe
love her.
because I also don't like Big Cass. But you know,
She
that just-
she gets to ride the big cast train every single night.
well, good for her because they both
apparently-
suck ass. So
Not anymore.
oh, did they
I
split
saw-
up?
what?
I saw that she's deleted all references to him off of social
Wow,
media.
this is the biggest moment. This is the biggest moment
Oh
right
no! Maybe he wasn't as big cast as we thought.
here.
Whoa.
Maybe maybe a little Enzo run. She's on the Zoe train now. Maybe she went from the Big Cass train to the Zoe train.
Isn't it? I want to give some props for this past
You
year
know
as
what?
well to Enzo.
Enzo.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah,
I've
that's
been
it.
saying that
No.
since day one. I'm so
No, but
happy.
I mean not just from like a professional standpoint. This motherfucker is one of the only people I have ever seen in the professional wrestling industry where he had so much heat that he was openly, like, wrestlers were tweeting this out. Normally they don't do that. They were kicking his ass out of the locker room.
He's still out there.
He's still out. Yeah, there you go. They
Good.
still hate him, and yet he is so fucking good at his job.
He's great.
I'm not saying in the ring. I'm saying as a character. He's so good at his job that not only is he one of, like, basically he has a show that centers around him. Like, it's a shitty one, but still, he is still one of the biggest parts of Raw as well. Like, they always find things for him to do.
Yep.
Congrats to you, sir. I thought I would have placed money down that he would be gone by now, and yet here he is, flourishing and thriving.
He was literally main eventing Raw.
Yeah, he was. That was the whole angle that they were doing for a while. Yeah. No, man, I know I'm going to toot my own horn because I've always been big on Enzo, but, man, I'm so happy that you guys were talking so much shit, but, man, I still stuck by him.
Well, because they still shouldn't have split him.
I was big on Enzo this whole time, too. So
Good.
So he's sick right now with the flu, and they pulled him from Raw. He was going to be there. They could have easily stripped the title, had a title match with the other guys, and done whatever. But no, he's still the champion. He's that hated and everything, but they know, no, there's money in having him show up and lose. He's that fucking good at it. So,
yeah, and he never should have lost the fucking title and won it back, by the way.
No,
another goddamn dumb moment.
Yeah, they're gonna give the title to Itami though whenever he does get rid of it.
And I think that like save that for WrestleMania. Have Enzo and Itami and have Itami just fucking destroy him. Like Enzo has all his guys with him. Have they come into the ring with him? Itami just beats the shit out of these nobodies. And then just squashes Enzo, and there you go. You've got your dominant champion. You can build the base around him.
Now, I had a big debate about Enzo not too long ago on Discord with one of our members on there in the Jobber Radio Discord channel, and it was that he said Enzo is terrible. Enzo has never put anybody over, and I'm like, whoa, no, time. Enzo is getting, talk about getting guys over. Drew Gulak is getting so over. And yes, a lot of it is Drew Gulak.
Doing good stuff.
His talent too. But he would have never got this FaceTime if it wasn't for him pairing up with Enzo. And
well, I know why Vince likes him now, though. You can tell Vince likes him because he's basically doing a conservative gimmick. He's a Republican. Like, look at how he talks and everything. He's basically like a politician, like a conservative politician.
Sure, yeah, that's kind of
and it works for him because nobody else is doing that. So it's really interesting. I actually liked it a lot.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited to see Drew Gulak getting a lot of time, and he's actually had that gimmick in CZW for a long time before he even came to WWE, which is hilarious to me. The gimmick, his gimmick.
He had it where?
In CZW.
What's that? Is that some
small indie fed? I thought you were being serious for a minute. I didn't know you're fucking trolling here. I thought you were being serious.
Is that the Fed where that great NWA title match took place? And we were like, why are they at some no-name Fed?
Fuck off. Yes, but anyway, no.
Always assume we're trolling.
Yes, I should.
If you mention CZW, always.
Yeah, I should. But no, Enzo had an amazing year this year, and I hope nothing but the best. I hope 2018 is even better. But I guess maybe we should bring up all the people that left, like Austin Aries, maybe Neville. Well, we don't know if Neville's gone yet. I don't know what's the fucking.
Neville was even in talks to come back at one point, and that fell out. So
yeah, supposedly they were in negotiations, but
he needs to just
negotiations with a guy who's under contract.
He'll make plenty of money. He's gonna work less dates, and he's gonna be a whole lot happier. Like he basically, I think a lot of guys stay in WWE too long. Because he was never gonna go past this. This is the highest he was ever gonna get, which is sad because at one point he was one of my favorite indie workers of all time, like as Pac. But he just that's it. You don't need that schedule. You've already made plenty of money. I'm sure he's at least set financially for the near future. Just leave, go make money, take care of your body, and do something else. Because WWE is not, especially now, this past year, WWE is not the end all. He would do great in New Japan.
He would do great pretty much anywhere, I think.
Yeah, but New Japan is hot right now. You might as well jump on the train while.
Well, especially with New Japan doing the U.S. dates, like
there you go.
You can go wherever now at this point. So.
Yeah, but another big thing that happened this year, I won the death pool, guys. I got Bobby the Brain Heenan. I picked Bobby the Brain Heenan and won the death pool. So
that's 2 in a row, right?
That is, yeah. I had China, then I had Bobby the Brain Heenan. So that's 2.
Who do you have now?
Stop picking people.
I have Mean Gene Okerlund this time.
Oh no!
Oh my God! We're gonna lose Mean Gene.
So, well, you're the one that picked the easy bet, Zion. You picked fucking Ric Flair. You almost fucking died.
Well, he's looking good now, though. Damn it! Fuck.
Yeah.
Damn it, Flair! Start drinking again.
Yep. But yeah, so
who did I pick?
I
don't remember either.
I have it in my I have it in my notebook.
I think I've got Vader right now. I had Brett before. I got Vader this time.
Vader, yep.
And it made me sad.
Here I got my
the Bible. You got the Bible.
I have the Bible. Deathpool 3.0. Bomber has Mean Gene Okerlund. Matt Zion has Ric Flair. Rab has Alberto Del Rio.
You know what? For a time, yeah, maybe
Yeah.
Paige went crazy. Maybe.
I like Peanuts. Peanut has JBL for some reason.
So random.
Yeah.
Climbs mountains. Who knows?
Yep, Scott, you got Vader, and Lee has Harley Race. So there you
Ooh,
go.
that's right.
Rab's probably going to win with Del Rio. So who knows? That could happen in 2018. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see as we go ahead. Well, I guess anybody got any like big moments they want to talk about before we just do a little bit of predictions and end this thing here for 2018?
No, I just
we
want to talk about
touched on it.
WrestleKingdom.
But
Yeah, I mean, I just want to mention real quick, big moment. Someone mentioned it just slightly, and it made me think about it.
Okay.
The New Japan G1 US special.
Oh yeah, Lee was
I
big
think
on
it was
that
a
one.
huge
Yeah.
moment this year.
Yeah.
We were talking about how New Japan was really, had just an incredible year and was exploding, and they're popular in the U.S. Obviously, it's still kind of underground and stuff, but it's considerably higher than it was a year ago at this time, and I think that had, that was a big part of it, and that really helped it on. The fact that they were doing these two big shows in the one big show or 2 days in the U.S.
Yeah.
And it was-
I know
and it was
Lee
awesome.
talking about. I'm gonna try to. I know I said I was gonna try to check it out, but I'm definitely gonna try to do it next year. I'm gonna try to do it next year. Make sure.
Yeah,
I do.
2019?
Hold me up
is
on
Lucha, Is Lucha Underground still on Netflix, right?
Yes.
Let's get that shit started. I know Rab doesn't want to do it, but I'm down. So we'll do like episode by episode as like
Oh,
a side thing.
I would love
Let's
to do
it.
it. Yeah, we
That
talked
wasn't me
about
who
it.
didn't want to do it. I watched Lucha Underground.
I think it was. I don't think anybody said they didn't want to do it. Yeah.
I think that was
Yeah, no, we all
Lee.
agreed and started watching, and then
No, I
nothing
think
happened.
everybody. Yeah, I think everybody was down to do it, but
Yeah, I want
We-
to do it. So maybe we can do like 3 episodes per show or something like
that's,
that. But
that's
I want,
perfect. I've only watched the first 3 episodes. So I'm
I haven't seen any in full. So
I've seen
I'm-
like 30 at this point now.
I
I'm still
saw
on season 1.
I saw the first 2 seasons.
I've saw the
can
first
we-
3
yeah.
episodes.
Can we talk about Wrestle Kingdom?
Oh, real quick. Matches of the year. Then we're done. Then we're done for the 2017.
Well, I was going to mention
quick.
just a couple matches, and it's AJ Styles with Brock Lesnar and with Finn Balor.
Those
Those
2 big
were
matches.
probably my favorites.
Those
Those,
were 2
were
big
really,
ones.
really great.
The 4-way at SummerSlam, but closely behind is Styles and Lesnar. It was really cool.
And also, I guess you can include last year's Wrestle Kingdom if anyone wants to include that 6-star whatever.
Oh God, get out of here. What about you, Rab?
I'll
Do you have a
take
match?
I'll take one slightly off the chart there, but I'll take the 3-way tag elimination match at NXT Orlando
NXT
between Authors of Pain, Ciampa, and
Oh,
Was
that ladder
that
match?
this- was that
Gargano.
this year?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
last
when Gargano
Oh,
and Ciampa
yes!
split.
when
Yeah.
Gargano, Ciampa, Dawson, and Wilder all like they switch partners for a second to do each other's like tag moves.
Yeah. That was insane. Yeah,
I think that was,
yeah,
the,
that was a
I think
go-
that
I
was
didn't
the
even
match
think.
that
I forgot
think
about
that
that one.
night. Beat out WrestleMania and little. It's been a while and we've kind of forgotten it. Obviously, that was 8 months ago, 9 months ago, but I think it's worth mentioning. It was awesome.
Isn't it, speaking of Dash and Dawson, how, like, unbelievably whatever this current return was? I've watched clips of it. It just feels like they just kind of came out and that's it. Like,
They weren't
they're
even
not
on
putting
Raw
any
the next week.
fanfare behind them at all, just in case
They-
one of
they-
them gets hurt.
Well, they didn't even show up on Raw this week.
Yeah, they're just whatever. Poor
Um,
guys.
I can say something else, Matt. I know you forgot about it, but probably the most disappointing was Cena and Reigns.
Yeah, that was real
Not
bad.
only that
Yeah.
they did it, but that they really fucked it up.
Yeah, that was,
Yeah.
that was
So
really bad.
I didn't even get to do my match of the year. This is my
There you
personal.
go. Do it, baby.
I'm a big tag team guy. I know Rab went tag team, and I'm gonna go Hell in a Cell, New Day versus Usos. That was my match of the year for me. That match was amazing.
It was a really
real
good
good.
match.
Those teams
It was a
were
really
great
good
all
match.
year.
It was really, I'll stop it. It was a really.
I
good
think
match.
second favorite was probably AJ Cena, even though I picked that for last year. Their match last year, I think it was maybe their SummerSlam match last year. I picked that for my match of the year last year.
I want to say something about that match, though. I feel like that's one of the few matches in recent memory that are Hell in a Cells that actually lived up to the name Hell in a Cell.
Oh yeah,
Every other one just kind of does the tables and the chair spots or the stairs, but like when they did the whole Xavier's hands tied behind his back and like getting kendo stick, I was like, this is a Hell in a Cell. Like this lives
Yep.
up to the name. So that's another reason why it was so good.
but yeah. So those are some big matches in 2017.
I'll mention one other match
Oh,
real quick.
okay.
Just because I also really liked it. I just want to mention it. I mentioned it slightly a second ago. at the G1 special USA, Omega versus Ishii.
Mm-hmm.
That was the match where I was like, oh shit, I should just start watching New Japan because it's not just like Okada and Omega. There's tons of incredible.
There's a
shit.
lot of guys.
That
Yeah,
match
I wish
was
I had time. I'd watch more.
off the fucking charts.
Yeah,
And-
I know we're about to talk about Wrestle Kingdom, which I did not get a chance to watch yet, but we did plan on doing a special where we would review it and talk about it. But I know, Matt Zion, I don't know if you'll have time for that, but you want to talk about some of the stuff you saw here?
Well, before you go there, I was gonna say one more thing for last
God.
year. I
Jesus
just remembered.
Christ.
No.
No, we're never talking about Wrestle Kingdom.
No.
This
No.
was supposed to be the review show.
No.
That is true. That is true.
It's
Yeah,
Cesaro's
the only
teeth.
people that want to watch like here is Wrestle Kingdom stuff though. Right now.
Cesaro's.
No
fucking
one
teeth.
watches No one watches New Japan.
A lot of people did watch this.
Nobody
show.
watches
They
New
did.
Japan.
So anyway,
No, it was
Cesaro.
big,
Let's
yeah.
go Cesaro. What happens to
His
Cesaro?
teeth.
Yes, probably one of the top selling T-shirts too of the year was
Yep.
probably his shirt.
That's it. It was just like oh fuck moment. Like he fucked up, but
Yeah, no, I thought they just got knocked out when I heard that they got shoved into his gums. That was like, okay, that's another fucking level of pain right there. And that he finished the
Anyway, yeah.
match and didn't. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, reminder that I would never be a wrestler. Just I would never
Yeah.
do this.
Oh my god.
That's not part of my life.
And that match ended up being amazing. Like just without that kind of added to it. But that was just a great match in general. But that just added to it too. Just the shit that he went through. So yeah, Matt Zion went completely silent. So I guess he's ready to talk about Wrestle King.
yeah, I'm done now.
I just don't.
One last thing about last year.
No,
Yeah.
goddamn it.
One more thing. All I saw was Jericho and Omega.
Okay.
I watched it this morning because everybody's pirating the shit out of it. I originally planned to get the network, but I'm like, I can't afford to spend the money. So, hey, supporting you by saying that I pirated your thing, but everybody else should go out and not do that. And they should pay for it. So,
That's noble of you.
Yeah, I'm very noble. So, Omega and Jericho is probably one of Jericho's best matches ever.
Ever?
I'd have to watch it again, but I feel like Jericho played the heel. He was 100% in heel mode, even though the fans were reacting to both. But Jericho was in heel mode. Kenny Omega was straight up babyface. He was not doing anything nothing even remotely heel. But this match flowed so good, and I gotta say, I think I'm gonna give the credit to Kenny. I really do think it was Kenny taking a lot of the bigger risks and doing a lot more of the bumping and moving around. But Jericho looked really good. Like this felt more like a Jericho from when he did the suit heel run, as I like to call it, when he faced Shawn Michaels and stuff. Because when he came back this last time, he was more character than good wrestling, in my opinion. But you could tell he stepped up his goddamn game. Like he knew he couldn't fuck this up. He had to really, really make it matter. And there's a few spots that are so good. Like Kenny Omega going for a springboard to the outside, crashing through a table, looked like money. It was so good. My favorite spot of the entire thing, though, was he was going for his one-winged angel on Jericho, and Jericho rolled through, grabbed his leg, and turned it into a waltz. And it was flawless. That was so good. I like that they kicked the Bucks out at the start. They said that no matter what, this is a one-on-one. Like, there's going to be a decisive winner and a decisive loser. No bullshit. And that's what I like about New Japan. They usually just don't do bullshit. It's pretty significant when they do. And this match was a lot of fun, real good. I want to watch the main event that was after this. I haven't had time, and I hear it's really long. But what they're doing with New Japan is so good. That New Japan feels like not only is it having great matches, telling great stories, but they're making the fans happy. Like, even if, say this decision. So, in the main event, it wasn't necessarily the guy that people wanted to win. But afterwards, I didn't see a backlash like I normally do with WWE. Like, normally when the fans don't get what they want in WWE, it's like, boycott, I hate this. But when New Japan does it, they go, wow, fuck, that's not what I wanted, but it was real good. Like, they still enjoy it. They find a way to push the things that the company wants and still make the fans enjoy the product, unlike WWE. So overall, I really liked it. I really recommend you check it out. I'm glad that Jericho did this because it's good. It's good for the business overall. I think Jericho, obviously he did it for the money, and he did it for the fact that he wanted to do something creatively that was enticing. But it also shows that, hey, WWE isn't the end-all anymore. Like, if you're one of those guys who thinks that, I have to stay loyal to WWE because, Vince will never take me back, that's not the case anymore. You can go do a shot at New Japan, or you can go do something somewhere else and I'm telling you, Jericho's going to be at WrestleMania. There's no way he's not. I mean, unless he signed a contract with them, which I think he said he didn't, but who knows? You know, he kayfabes a lot.
That'd be cool if he was a Royal Rumble entrant or something.
I think he's going to be involved soon. I can't see why he would turn down a WrestleMania payday. That's huge for him. So I think this was a one-shot for now, and then he'll go back and do more with them later.
Apparently, he has a Fozzy date on WrestleMania night.
No, that doesn't mean anything.
Oh, they said that.
He's done that before. He's done that so many times.
He did that once already.
I'm just saying.
That doesn't mean anything.
Yes,
He's
but
done
he
that
did
so many times.
But he did that one once already.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah.
Yeah. And what's more important, a Fozzy date or WrestleMania payday? Jericho's a businessman. Come on.
But to New Japan's credit,
he put a Fozzy date on another continent one time and showed up.
That's exactly what this is too. So, yeah.
Well,
no. To New Japan's credit, the whole thing was last night. It was big. They were talking about how to watch it in the States and all this stuff. The U.S. show that's happening in March, that tour, tickets went on sale today, the day after, quote unquote, or same day, January 4th. So that's a business thing. Oh, you like this show? Come see us live. Yeah. And it's going to be California, I think, Matt.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I might go, but I don't know. I'm just whatever. It's all wrestling. Hey, shout out, by the way. The only wrestling show I went to last year was Bar Wrestling in Baldwin Park, California. It's Joey Ryan's promotion. So it's actually fantastic. I didn't want to go at first, but our friend Hornswoggle was going, and so Hornswoggle basically texted me the day of, and he's like, "You better be here." And I was like, "God damn it, fine." So we went, and we hung out with him and watched a show. The wrestling's not that great. I'll say that. The wrestling is not like, after you've seen PWG, which is in Reseda, which is right around the area, it doesn't compare. But the atmosphere is cool because there's no chairs. So everybody stands around, the ring is in the corner, and then there's an open bar. So, not open as in, free drinks, but you're going to get cheap beers. Where, here's a comparison. When we would go to PWG to get one beer, it's like $6, $7. It's ridiculous. Whereas here at the Bar Wrestling, it's $3. So I'm like, oh, okay. So it's actually, cheap booze. And they did have names. They had a lot of TNA guys. I didn't really know them that well, but, I saw, that... Who's that guy that's the champion or something? I don't know his name or anything, but that
Eli
dude was
Drake?
there. Maybe Eli Drock. I think it's Drock. I think you got it wrong, Scott. But he was there, and we saw him wrestle. Dolph Ziggler's brother is on the roster, which apparently he only wrestles for them, and that's it. Obviously, Joey Ryan. But the big surprise was, so I'm standing in line at this place, and all of a sudden, Macaulay Culkin walks by me.
Oh, my God. Wait, you were at that show?
I was at that show.
Fuck off.
So Macaulay Culkin walks by me, and I looked at my buddy, and I go, did Kevin McAllister just walk by me? And like, wait, what? And it was him. So then during the show, and you can go look this up, look up Bar Wrestling, Macaulay Culkin.
This was on ESPN.
He actually gets involved in the match with Hornswoggle.
You know this was on ESPN, right? This was on ESPN.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Good for you know what? What everybody says bad things about Joey Ryan. A lot of people say bad things, but this dude got his tiny little indie bar wrestling nothing
because he had Macaulay Culkin.
Because they have friends of friends. Yeah, they have friends of friends.
Yeah. No, exactly. But everybody made fun of it. It was like, look how stupid this shit is. But
I guarantee you that they're gonna have double the attendance for the next show.
It's still got the attention.
Yeah, and you know who their big attraction is? Billy Gunn.
Oh, wow. I do like Billy Gunn, but no.
Gonna make a blind man see everything you wish you had. I got it all to me. On occasion, my erection will give it to you all. Okay, that's all I got.
There you go. But
we're just gonna let you have that. Yeah.
Bar wrestling was a lot of fun though, and I'm actually pretty excited about going back. Can I tell you a botch that happened that'll make you all laugh?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll turn that down. Yeah.
So, my friend Rosen is the guy. He's on our crew, but he actually does ring crew for Bar Wrestling. So I asked him, because I don't know a lot of these guys. I don't watch a lot of indie stuff. So I'm like, who is one of the guys I won't know that's really good? And he's like, there's a dude that wears a panda mask. He's like a luchador, and he's fantastic. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'll take note. So he comes out, and him and this other guy who's awesome, by the way. He's this dude that used to be in NXT, and now he's in Lucha Underground. He's like a snake dinosaur gimmick or something. He wears like a mask, but he's really intimidating. He's almost 7 feet tall. He's awesome. But they're teaming up against these TNA guys, whatever, like some misfit guys. They were good too. But there's a spot that comes up where the 7-foot guy goes to grab the little tiny guy in the panda mask, and he's going to throw him to the outside onto the other team. You know, a little tag team offense. He puts we'll just say the snake guy raises the panda dude. Panda dude taps him. He goes, no, put me down. He's like, well, what? And so the panda guy goes, super panda, and he's like raising the roof. And I think it's a bar wrestler. I don't know, but they're all going crazy in the house. And so Panda he picks up this guy who is easily double his size. Picks him up over his head, and I'm like, damn, that's impressive. Like, he can pick him up. He goes to throw him. I think he tore something in his arm because as he went to throw him, he basically gently set his partner on the rope, and the partner, like, slowly, it took about, I'd say 10 seconds, slowly flopped over onto the two guys on the outside, and I hope that guy's okay, but it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. The entire bar wrestling, I'm not even kidding, either had their heads down in shame or they were in tears laughing, and this poor guy probably just ripped his arm. Like, it was so fucking funny. It was really, really funny. I hope he's okay.
I will say this. I don't ever want to hear you ever say anything bad about CZW again. About anything you just described sounded like the worst shit I've ever fucking heard in my entire life.
That sounds like a CZW main event.
No, it doesn't. God, fuck you all. No.
Does CZW work close to bar wrestling? It sounds like they'd be about the same area, right? About the same size crowds and stuff.
No, I haven't seen the crowd. I don't know. I don't know what the crowd is over there, but no. No, that sounds like the worst shit I ever heard, and yet you guys talk shit about CZW, who put on fucking great matches and don't get the credit.
Yeah, like the NWA.
No, they don't.
Match.
Yes, they fuck off. Yes, they do.
Shout out to bar wrestling, though.
Fuck bar wrestling. Nobody watched that shit.
I'm gonna be.
It was on ESPN.
I know, and they made fun of it. Look at this shitty wrestling. Not just shitty wrestling. Look at this shit known as wrestling. It's fucking disgraceful shit.
I was there, and I had a great time, and I got to see Macaulay Culkin throw a can into a dude's face. So I was pretty damn satisfied for my $30.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, $20.
Exactly. No. Fucking pitiful.
CW wishes they had Kevin McAllister, okay, bitch?
No.
Celebrities just get you noticed. Stephen Amell was on Ring of Honor, I think it was. The guy from Arrow who was
also on WWE too. But.
Yeah. Well, when Cody left, he's like, "Well, I'll just go where Cody goes," and so they did that. Yeah.
But all right, so I don't even know where to go from there. Goddamn fucking bar wrestling.
We can go to listener questions.
The
GMSG asks, CZW has a crowd?
God damn it! Do you know what? No, we're not going to listener fucking questions.
BGMSG, no, not really. It's
cardboard
cutouts of Roman Reigns with a wig on. No. I don't know why they put the wig on. It's a black wig. It doesn't make sense. He already has long hair, but
no. And by the way, people need to watch Cage of Death. There was some amazing moments at Cage of Death this past year, and they got CZW got a new arena this year. They're no longer in.
Which bar did they move to?
There's not in a bar. Okay.
So what? They left the only positive thing about them.
A bar?
No. They left Flyers Skate Zone, and now they're in a.
Wait. They left back up. Are you telling me they were at Flyers Skate Zone?
That was yes. We talked about this before.
The Flyers Skate Zone in Voorhees Township, New Jersey. That's who Jason Voorhees was named after.
Yes.
They were there like 3, 4, 5 years in a row. They're at the Rastelli Complex in Sewell, New Jersey.
Yes, which is where they have a history there.
Before that, they were at Viking Hall in Philadelphia.
Well, obviously the CZW arena.
Did they leave because it was time for the couple skate?
No, and by the way, it's not the skating thing you're thinking of. It's the Philadelphia. It's like it's a ice skating. Fuck off, Zion.
Hey guys,
Sewell Township.
They're like, these guys are covered in barbed wire, bleeding all over. They're like, hey guys, we gotta wrap it up. It's time for the couple skating.
It's a hockey arena, not a goddamn roller rink. Okay, it's not a fucking roller rink. All right.
CZW and couple skating.
Fuck off! It's a fucking hockey arena. Anyway, so that was kind of
hardcore wrestling. Stay for the skating.
I'm looking out the Flyer Skate Zone to see if this is bullshit.
What do you mean?
Oh, they're the official training facility of the Philadelphia Flyers.
Yes, I know. It's a fucking legit.
Just So here, you know what? The main thing they have: open ice availability, birthday parties. What's a party without ice?
Yes.
Public skating, fun times on ice. Learn
Yes.
to skate. Future Flyers. That's a kid in it. Yeah.
I mean, it was a good spot. It was a good spot. So anyway, no, I would just point out that they have a new arena now, which is I haven't been there, but I heard it's really cool.
Is it a warehouse?
No,
Bummer.
it's like a
I just
convention
searched
thing.
Flyers skate zone for CZW and nothing came up.
Oh well, I mean, it's just
So it's not in their history at all. Like, you know, Madison Square Garden. Oh, we have all this history. Yeah, no.
well, no, they were only there for a couple years, so.
And the Flyers skate zone didn't give a shit about it.
Well, I mean, it was just another venue, another. Why are we talking about this? It's just another company that came in and we're paying them for their time.
You're the one who brought it up.
Well, I wasn't talking about how shitty the fucking Flyers skate zone was. I was
We
just
are.
mentioning. I know you are. Which it wasn't even that bad. It's a nice facility. It's got.
CZW.
Yeah. Anyway.
Come on the skates, walk around, get a beer with the family, do some skating.
No. You're a son of a bitch.
Dude,
Somebody-
the Rastelli Complex is officially the Rastelli Kids Complex. Go to their website.
Good.
They got Ninja Kids
That's awesome.
and CZW.
And CZ fucking W. Okay.
I have to ask, what is a ninja kid?
I
No,
don't.
the
I
Ninja
actually.
Kid program designed for active boys and girls ages 3 to 12.
I'm not
Each
sure.
week, students fine-tune their athleticism while obtaining foundation of martial arts. It's bullshit, is what it is.
It's like
Or
And
karate.
at the end, you get to open up a CZW event.
No, it's like karate.
Everybody can be CZW. Yay!
See, as much as you love to talk about it, CZW's always been around, and they're going to be around, and they're going to keep putting on good fucking shows as much as you
Well,
want to talk
of course
shit.
they're going to be around because it's a skating rink. You can always go in a circle if you
Well,
choose.
it's
you know?
not at the skate. You have not been paying attention. It's not. It's
You
not
don't
at the
even have to
skating
stick
rink
to
anymore.
This, like skating rink. I've
It's-
heard that you can just go outside in the parking lot too. There's a lot of variety in this package bomber.
No, it's not at the skating rink anymore. They're not there anymore.
That's so you. No.
Yeah, no, they're not there anymore. That was the whole point of this conversation, which we shouldn't be talking about.
Moving on up to the side.
No,
To a
okay,
deluxe
so-
warehouse somewhere else in New Jersey.
If you go to the Rastelli Complex, you can have breakfast with your favorite Frozen characters.
No, okay, so here we go. We're ending the show on 2018. Give me a bold prediction.
You're saying that I can get breakfast with Zandig and with Elsa? Jesus!
Zandig does not affiliate with CZW anymore. Okay, so no.
I
he
bet you.
cannot.
I bet he shows up and he begs for money behind
No.
the parking lot.
No, he doesn't go to CZW anymore. There's a rival company. CZW has a rival company out there right now. There's this whole war going on with CZW
What?
and
Oh, bar wrestling. Oh,
no,
yeah,
not
yeah.
fucking shitty
Yeah.
bar
Oh,
wrestling.
No,
man,
it's that
Joey
Nick
Ryan
Cage guy, right?
Venus versus
GCW.
Barbed Wire.
No, GCW, Game Changer Wrestling. A lot of the guys that
What a dumb fucking name.
What a fucking name.
What a dumb fucking. All right, CZW, you're off the hook.
no, it's a lot of the guys that were behind CZW and like
Of
Nick.
course
Oh,
it is. Game
well, that is
changer
like-
wrestling.
No,
We're
Nick-
changing the game of wrestling.
But anyway, they're kind of at war, like a legit war, not like a kayfabe war. They're like at a legit war with CZW. So
What do you mean like a legit war? Like boots on the ground?
yes, pretty
Like,
much.
not
Yes,
storyline. It's
there's
legit.
there's stuff
Yeah.
going on. Like there's a lot of stuff going on. But
Like murders?
It's like,
Wait a minute.
I'm sure
Game
soon.
Changer Wrestling's been around since 1999.
Well, it's I don't
Oh.
know the full history, but I think it was
They were Jersey
Jersey-
Championship Wrestling,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then 3 years ago they changed their name.
Yes, they changed their name. Yep.
Okay.
They rebranded to a more hardcore style. They consider themselves the number one ultra-violent company in the United States. So, not CCW. So, but anyway,
Nazis. Oh,
so anyway, give me some.
Say what you will about not CCW, but
Yeah, Rab, give me a bold prediction in 2018. What are we going to see in 2018? Give me a prediction here.
Bobby Roode will be WWE champion.
Wow, okay. Bobby Roode,
Yep.
WWE champion. What about you,
It's a bold
Scott?
prediction. That's mine. He's gonna be champion this year.
Scott, you got one? Hit me with one.
well, I just want to say I do agree with that, but as far as for a big prediction, God, no, I really don't.
You think
Nothing-
think of one. Think of one. Matt
I
Zion,
have
what
a
you got?
not bold and a bold prediction. Not
Okay.
bold. I think it's going to be just as forgettable this year as it was last year.
Yeah,
And that's
my
because
opinion of it.
that's not going to change until Vince is gone. Once Vince is gone, which I actually think is incoming now, I think I think it's going to happen. But if he doesn't go, it's going to be just the same as last year because, again, they value the brand over the stars. They don't want to create stars. Cena's basically the last star that they made. And after that, everybody else is, even Roman's not really a star. Roman's just Roman. Like, he's there, and he's probably one of the bigger stars they have, but, like, the brand still overshadows Roman, whereas Cena can go out and people recognize Cena. If Roman goes out, not a lot of people, like, non-wrestling fans aren't going to know who he is, but they might know who Cena is. Bold prediction. Reigns is going to win the title at WrestleMania, and he's going to have the title for the full year.
No, really?
I think that because they've done this with Cena in the past, where they have like touch and go things, and then all of a sudden they just give him like a year because they just don't know what else to do, and he'll drop it at WrestleMania. That's what my guess is.
Okay. All right. I'm going to throw out a prediction right there. I don't know if it's bold or not, but I'm going to throw one out that I think 205 Live is going to die this year. I think they're finally going to pull the plug on it. I know it's only like a year old, but I think I'm sure I heard the numbers were absolutely horrible on the network.
They're bad.
Yeah,
they're real bad.
I think eventually down the road they're going to pull the plug on it and get rid of a lot of guys and just keep a couple of the main.
I think a lot of them will go to NXT. Like the guys they really like will go to SmackDown, and the guys that are just kind of whatever will go to NXT. And you're right though, they're going to release a bunch of them.
Yeah, I think they're going to let go a bunch of guys.
It's too bad. Poor Noam Dar. I like him, and he's going to be one of the first to go.
I don't know. Something about Kendrick just doesn't do it for me anymore. I like Kendrick back in the day, Brian Kendrick, but man, he just kind of sucks now. I don't know.
His style is very bland compared to what he used to. He used to be, I don't know, like he used to be, I guess he was exciting because of the fact that one, he was younger, but he also kind of represented the indie crowd a little bit for a lot of us. Mm-hmm. But now they have so many indie workers signed that his style just kind of looks like the normal style now. It's not anything truly special.
Maybe. Yeah.
If we're talking about like before, do we mean when he was Spanky?
When he was with
first
like
London, back with
London,
London Kendrick, Spanky, even back then. But yeah, no.
Anyway,
I don't like. Yeah, I don't like him now. I don't like him now. But I think 205 is going to die. Scott, do you think of one?
I kind of got two. Kind of around that Universal title situation. I think that Roman is going to beat Brock, big surprise. But I think Braun is going to be the one to beat Roman.
Do you think that's happened this year? You think?
Oh yeah. SummerSlam, something like that. I think so.
I like that prediction.
I think that's
going
to
to
be the way
trade him though. After Mania, they could trade him to SmackDown and make that his
Oh,
show.
that's
too.
right. Because
That's
after Mania,
true.
they do the trade.
But
they
no,
do the draft thing.
I see him being the one to beat Roman.
Or the shakeup.
The other thing, though, and you'll probably like this one, Bummer, is big rumors of Lashley leaving and coming back
That'd
to
be
WWE.
fun. That'd be fun.
I would like to see him return, and I would not be surprised.
I give him a
At
chance.
all.
He was one of the few things in TNA as it sit on its deathbed that was actually good.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
enjoyed him.
I'd love to see him come back.
He got rid of that awkward green, like has no personality at all problem, and like he was always fine in the ring. I just didn't like his character, and I hated his fucking voice. And he seems to have solved a lot of these issues. So, yeah, why not? Let's give him a chance.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I see him coming back. That'll be the big return somewhere down the line. Because he won't go to NXT. He'll just show up and suddenly just demolish somebody.
SmackDown.
So.
SmackDown.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still fine. That's fine. No problem there.
Yeah. As far as any other like prediction, I don't really have any big ones. I hope this isn't.
Why do you keep coming up with these questions that you don't have answers for?
I've never had a. What are you talking about? Name another question I didn't have an answer for.
You had one earlier.
No,
I forgot.
didn't. No, I didn't.
I've been on my phone this
No,
whole
I
time.
didn't. And I get thank you.
To be fair, Bomber, you're coming up with questions. We're like, I don't fucking know.
I think,
You're just kind of throwing them at us, too.
I think Gargano is going to be the one to win the NXT title, and then I think Ciampa's going to come back, beat Gargano for the title, and then they're going to have a big old feud over it.
Oh,
That's going to
absolutely.
be the dominating NXT thing for the year.
100%.
So you got Gargano winning. You think Gargano's going to win?
Not this. I don't think he's going to win right away, but I think throughout, he's going to have a few rematches.
That would
and
be
he'll
so
more-
weird. He like lost like 8 straight months in a row, and then he's going to just come in and win the title right
That's
now.
how NXT works, though.
That's-
NXT, like besides Nakamura, they basically just kind of people do stuff and then until they get kind of bumped up. But because the storylines are so much fun, they make sense.
And no, but Bomber, that's the whole thing. His thing after every loss is like, I'm tired of being in the match of the night. I got to win these things. And he's been slowly going. Then he had that tournament to get in the 4-way. He won the 4-way. He's going for the title.
Well, where the fuck's Aleister Black in this equation? That dude's fucking
feuding
amazing.
with Adam Cole.
He's amazing. He needs to be the
he and Adam Cole are feuding.
I think Black is going to get called up before he ever sees the NXT title.
They are taping NXT right now. He and Cole are feuding. Like, that's big. That's Adam Cole and Aleister Black are a big feud right now.
Yeah,
he's
and
one
the
of those
fact that
guys
they've got
that-
what could be a title feud, but not for the title, that's good for the brand.
He's
So
going to
that's
do well
fun.
on the main roster too, because
Oh,
he's
yeah.
already good. He's got a good character. The only problem is they should really consider giving him a manager of some sort, because I mean, like, maybe we haven't seen a whole lot. I only really saw him talk with the Velveteen Dream stuff, but
Yeah. Oh,
I don't think he needs the NXT title. I think he's fine to be called up. And whereas Gargano needs a little bit of work because he's good in the ring, but his character is fucking garbage.
and Black and Dream was one of the better matches of the year too. That was kind of crazy how good that match was. That was a fun match.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Velveteen Dream's going to be NXT champion this year too, I think.
Oh my god, you can't give everybody the goddamn title.
Yeah, I
They
can.
won't.
This is WWE. Yes, you can.
No,
No, they don't.
This is
NXT,
NXT.
though. They're-
This is
not everybody
NXT.
wins it.
No, but I can
like
see it
that
happen.
about it.
I can see it happening.
If anybody
at some
knows
point.
that, it
Like,
should be you, Rab. You're the NXT guy.
there's a long
I
year.
like NXT.
But no. All right.
I
Well,
think that's it.
I think that's it, fellas. I think we need to get out of here. We kind of broke down our favorite moments and some big moments in 2017. Unless somebody's anybody got anything to plug? Anything coming up right here at the beginning of the year before we head out?
I will be at CZW challenging for the NWA title on January the 13th. I plan on winning, and they will love me. And then I will smoke some crack with a couple of hookers with John Zandig behind the dumpster at McDonald's.
John
Right around-
Zandig won't be there. Sorry, just to let you know. By the way, you know he almost paralyzed himself, right?
Oh, that's because he was in CZW.
No, that he paralyzed himself at that GCW show coming off the roof.
CZW? Yeah, I heard CZW.
No. Okay. Well, I was trying to just give you some information. Yeah, he.
Hey,
almost,
fun fact: Sick Nick Mondo now lives by me in LA, and I'm friends with him on Facebook, and I'm trying to make him my friend in real life.
okay.
Get him on the show.
I'm just gonna
Get
say,
him on the show.
if you do that, I'm gonna be really mad at you. Just let
Why?
you, or jealous, I should say. Jealous,
Oh,
not
okay.
mad.
Well, I'm
Does.
trying to. He's an actor, so like does like script writing and he does like parts in
Yeah.
movies and stuff. But I'm trying to work out and get him on the show because I'm like, hey man, whatever you're promoting, you can just I'll do it on the channel. I'm like, and then we can become friends, and I will
You do
touch your
that.
penis.
You do that, I'm gonna be pissed. But no, he does have intentions on going back to CZW at some point. So, he did his whole thing about talking about going back.
He's gonna have to fight bar wrestling though, because bar wrestling's trying to get him too.
Nope. All right, not happening. All right, we're getting out of here. That is
I've got
end.
something to plug.
Oh, god damn it, Rab. You never have anything to plug. What do you got to plug?
He's got something to plug. Listen to him.
Let's-
Jeez.
Yeah, what the
hear it.
fuck, man? That's not fair.
I'm sorry.
not cool.
You guys said, does anyone have anything to plug? You let Rami plug his thing, and then you want me to
Yeah.
plug mine.
Okay, plug
Be,
it.
be cool, man.
Plug it.
On January 22nd, I will be wrestling Rami for the ZZW.
No, you won't. God damn it. No, you won't.
For the WWE champion. It will be at a White Castle parking lot
It will-
in Trenton, New Jersey.
They
It's,
no.
Puerto Rico,
680
so.
Somerset Street in Trenton, New Jersey. It's going to be at 4 a.m. on January 22nd.
Brad, you're gonna come for my title? You're gonna try to take away my my Wendy's sandwiches? Because that pays. This title pays for my lunch.
That
Brad.
doesn't make sense. You're at a White Castle talking about Wendy's
Can't afford
sandwiches.
fancy food, bomber. Don't call me out, okay? Jesus.
Your promo
Christ.
voice is terrible, by the way.
Jesus.
But anyway, Scott, do you have anything real to plug before we get out of here?
No, we all know CZW's never coming to Canada, so
No,
I can't make that joke.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
I would. Have they?
do that.
Have they
Say
ever?
Not
I'm just
yet.
saying, I'm gonna pelt Rami with sliders.
I'm
It's gonna be
Googling
great.
it right now.
Oh, can I eat them at least?
All right, that's it. We're getting the fuck out of here before I kill somebody. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. We're going to be breaking down everything the Royal Rumble, which, all of our favorite pay-per-view. So I'm going to just, I'm just going to ruin it again like I did last year, probably. So, all right. Peace, everybody. Bye.
Sliders.